Hey, my friend, are you a small business owner that loves God, family, country, and capitalism? If so, you're in the right place. My name is Josh. Welcome to the War Plan Briefing. Today, we're going to talk about how to get rich as a Christian entrepreneur. But wait, Josh, you can't talk about how to get rich because being rich is evil. False. Being rich is not evil. The love of money is the root of all evil, but being rich is awesome, right? God made abundance for his children, for his people. I'm not some prosperity gospel preacher. I'm not even a preacher. I'm just a guy that loves Jesus, and I swear a little, but we won't get into that. Listen, I want to level with you. The reality is that your business, most likely on average, just needs more money. The Small Business Administration, SBA.gov, has a bunch of reports every year on like the state of small business. And there's like 32 million small businesses in the United States, and like 26 million of them are 2 weeks away from overdrafting their business checking account. These small companies are the backbone of America, and your business is probably included in there, but you're running on razor thin margins. And the truth is you need to make more money. So even if it's not get rich, we just need to make more money because your employees need you to. You need more financial runway, more stability. You need the ability to reinvest, to buy out competitors, to move on opportunities. There's lots and lots of reasons you need money. And one of them, though, is so that you and your actual family personally can become rich because it is good. You know, one of the biggest lies propagated onto Christians in the last 2,000 years is that wealth is wickedness, that having resources is bad. Are you kidding me? The people, the elites running this world, these Satan-worshiping psychopaths, they have all the resources. And then Christians are over here like, oh, please, Lord, don't let me make more. I don't want 2 bowls of porridge. I only need 1. The truth is people like you, good people like you that have ethics and integrity, and you love your staff and your family, and you're showing up in the world, and you're good with your customers. All that's going to happen when you get rich is more good stuff. It's not going to change you. It's going to amplify what you already are. Poor people that are greedy will still be greedy if they win the lottery. And people that are wealthy that were generous when they were poor will still be generous even more so when they make money. But Christians have this really weird time acknowledging, hey, I think I want to get rich. I think I want to have lots of money. So how do we do that? Step 1 is to acknowledge that, yes, I need to try to admit to myself that is something I want. That would be really great. I want to reverse engineer a plan for myself to get that outcome. If you can't do that, then forget the rest of this video and work on that. First, get comfortable acknowledging that you want abundance and resources. But if you're still with me, what do we got to do? The first thing you have to do is achieve mastery of something. You have to create surplus value. The way to make money is through profit. The way to get profit is to give something to someone that has an incremental cost to you much lower than what they give you in return for it. The higher that spread is, the more wealth you can create for yourself. If you do a really menial task, like you sweep a floor and you can charge $20 an hour and you can pay an employee $12 an hour, there's a little bit of margin in there, a little bit of arbitrage that happens, but there's not a great surplus of value. So how do you create surplus of value? You have to know things other people don't know. You have to understand nuance and how to do things other people can't do. You know, there's a reason that a specialized, cardiac surgeon makes more money than a general practitioner doctor because they have more layers of nuanced, specialized education and can demand higher prices. Not just that, the services that this guy provides are life or death. The services that this guy provides are like how to stop your sniffly nose from running, which isn't as critical, right? So what can you learn or take the business you have now? What can you add to it to create more surplus value for yourself? How do you increase the value of your offers? How do you find a way to give more than your competitors even could through the use of your own creativity and asymmetry, by interviewing and talking to your customers, by creating feedback, by thinking of, how to cross-sell and upsell other services that bolt on, that vertically integrate and make sense for whatever industry you're in. We have to be thinking with our brain all the time, thoughts like this, because once you figure it out, the economics of your business will change. And you'll go from being a small business owner, you'll go from being self-employed to being an actual business owner that has real enterprise value. You'll be able to build a business that you can sell, but we need massive cash flow. We need big gross margins, and we need profit. We need profit. Profit's not bad. It's the evidence that you have provided massive value to another human being. The second thing you need to do to get rich as a Christian entrepreneur is think long term. Now, oh, Josh, don't tell me to think long term. Tell me there's an easy button. There's not an easy button, but it's not as hard as you think. But there is an element of delayed gratification that has to happen. When you're working on growing your business, there's 2 types of things happening. There's the work that you do on your business, and then there's the work that your business does on you. It's really about who you become on the journey. And it doesn't have to take a long time. I have a lot of friends that went from broke to multi-million liquid millionaires in less than 2 or 3 years because they kind of get these principles and they run and they figure it out, okay? That can happen to you. Things can change quick, but they don't change in 1 week or 1 day or 1 month. And if you can't help yourself from buying the bass boat, the moment that you have a little extra cash, and by the way, insert whatever metaphorical thing you want to buy with bass boat. That's a placeholder metaphor, right? So it's not a bass boat, it's a vacation, or it's paying off your student loans early and now you have no cash. Now you can't grow your business. Okay, so the thing is you got to think long term. You got to have delayed gratification because amateurs focus on the front end and professionals focus on the back end. And what that means for you and your small company is that if you can just push pause on your lifestyle for 2 seconds, attain mastery of your skill sets, create the surplus value, scale your business, put your head down, figure it out, earn your bachelor's degree in pain, earn your master's degree in suffering, really big, huge things happen. But the capital and the cash in your business is the lubrication that your business needs. It's the jet fuel. It's the rocket fuel that gives you this huge result over here. And small business owners choke their business to death because they steal the capital and they go on the vacation. And it's like, I'm not anti-vacation, but I'm anti-vacation for you right now. We can do that in 24 months. We can do that in 36 months. The longer you're willing to delay the gratification, the bigger the reward is, not just in terms of cash, but you got to remember, because you have a company, you're building enterprise value as you go. Most really wealthy people built and sold a company. I have small business owners like, what stock should I buy? I'm like, you don't need to buy any stocks. You need to reinvest and scale your company because you can't outpace that ROI. It's almost impossible because there's the money you make right now, and then there's the enterprise value of what your business is worth as you scale it up, right? As you scale it up, there's real dollars being created that you can't cash out today, but they're still real. You know, you might only make 100 grand next year working really hard, but what if your business value goes up by 250,000? Well, you really made 350,000 that year. You just don't get that other 250 today, right? But it's back end money. All the big money is the back end money. But you see how powerful that is if you do that 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years in a row. Russell Brunson is the founder of ClickFunnels, and they're valued at over $1 billion. The business didn't even exist like 9 or 10 years ago, right? Think about that. From idea on a napkin to $1 billion in 10 years. Yes, he's made lots of money along the way, but the big money is on the back end. If he decides to exit it, it's going to be unbelievable generational wealth type of transaction that happens. The same thing can happen for you, Christian entrepreneur, as long as you don't feel bad for succeeding. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. The next thing that you have to do to get rich as an entrepreneur is you have to begin to measure stuff. Whatever is measured can improve. If you don't measure it, how do you know if you're winning? We don't reverse engineer. We don't do enough math. You know, math is the path when it comes to you building wealth with your business. You have to understand the economics and the KPIs, the key performance indicators, and the metrics and what should even be measured in your business. It's different for all businesses, right? If you have a service business, which I have a lot of experience with, there's certain things you need to be measuring every day, other things every week, other things every month, other things every quarter, other things every year, and we pay attention to it. All of the high achieving people that I know, the people producing the most in terms of revenue and profits with the biggest businesses, they know their numbers like the back of their hand. They have them memorized. At any given time, they can pull up a dashboard on their phone that has their cost per lead and their conversion rate and their average ticket and the lifetime value and their callback rate and 100 other KPIs. They just know it because they're living in the numbers. The dollars are in the data. Most smaller companies, if you're doing less than $1 million, really struggle with this. You know, the thing is you don't have to become a mathematician, math expert to win. You just don't. But you can't avoid getting good at understanding the economics of your business and how money moves through your company. If you don't understand that, you can't succeed at a very high level. It's really hard to accidentally get rich. You know, if it does happen to some people, because it does, it's such an anomaly that it doesn't even matter, right? On average, the way to do this is to understand that math is a path, become a great sales and marketing expert, and have an offer that blows people's minds, be good at recruiting and leadership. There's like a handful of boxes you got to check. One of those boxes is measurement. It's mathematics. Math is the path. Everybody say it with me. Math is the path. I feel like a kindergarten teacher. Okay, come on, kids. Math is the path. Look, sit down on a Saturday and just ask yourself, what are the most important numbers in my business? It's not just revenue. It's not just profit. It's all these other derivative KPIs, right? What's your average customer value? What's the frequency in which people buy from you? You know, if people buy from you once per year and we can get it to become 2 times per year through the use of clever asymmetrical marketing, you've doubled your income. Do you understand this? Are you hearing me? These are simple things. They're buttons and levers and dials that you can manipulate to create wealth for you and your family. And then last but certainly not least, it's to use faith. You know, Christians will put like a bumper sticker on their car and they're like, all right, now my business will work. It's like, no, your business isn't going to work because you have a bumper sticker on your car. If anything, people are just going to be even more passive aggressive with you when you're driving, right? All the haters. Shout out to my haters out there on the highway. Here's the thing. You don't get brownie points by having a Christian bumper sticker. You get brownie points in the marketplace by competing with other people in the marketplace and being better, by actually winning, by having a better offer, by making more noise, by going and doing the stuff. You get the employees because you're a better company to work for. All the things you need, you have to actually actually be better at. But faith is required, right? But faith without works is what? What is it? Oh, I can hear you saying it. It's dead. What does that mean? What it means is that the evidence of your faith is you stepping out and going for it. There's a scripture in the Old Testament that says, if you commit your plans to the Lord, he will establish them. Now, look, you either believe that or you don't believe that. If you believe that, it's a 3-step formula for you to win. You got to commit, you got to have a plan, and then God will show up. The problem is, and I've said this before, you can't do God's part and he won't do your part. You got to commit, you got to run, you got to use faith, you got to step into the darkness and run in perpetuity with no expectation as to how long that's supposed to take you. And it's terrifying because, after all, the definition of courage is doing what you know is right while you feel afraid. It's not about not feeling afraid. It's freaking scary. You could lose all your money. You could have to start 3 businesses before you really figure it out and it works. One of my business heroes is a guy named Peter J. Daniels. He was an illiterate bricklayer at 25 years old, and he started 3 companies and went broke 3 times in a row. His wife begged him to get a job. He said no, because God is my business partner. And his 4th company, he made hundreds of millions of dollars. He became a counselor to world leaders. He got paid $1 million for 15 minutes of advice one time. If an illiterate bricklayer can do that, so can you. But he stepped out in faith for an extended period of time, earned his bachelor's degree in pain and his master's in suffering. And at some point, the universe, God, it has to come back to you. It will yield to you, right? But we give up too quick because we don't have faith. Hey, if this is valuable for you, if it's helpful, if it's encouraging, please share the videos, but don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. That way you get notified when we release them. And it's good for the channel. That's kind of like your little fee. Like, if I give you value, the way you give value back is subscribing and sharing this, maybe leaving a comment. It means a lot to us, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.